All right, I'm sure recording, share my screen. All right. Hi, everyone. This is Makayo. I'm doing our walkthrough for Lab 6. There's no data files for us to download. We're just manipulating our base maps and creating objects. So let's get into it. Number one asks us to create a new map of the Great Salt Lake and to change our base map to imagery. So then we can do that by going to our map banner, changing our base map to imagery. As we will not be adding existing data, manually change the coordinate system to NAD 1983 UTM zone 12N. So then we can right click on map in our contents, go to properties, coordinate systems. Let's search for NAD 1983 UTM zone 12N. Press enter. Once you're here, let's expand this one out. And there is our NAD 1983. We can see that our map has changed, so we know we did it right. And that's number one. Let's go to number two. Number two asks us to create a new polygon feature in your geodatabase titled the Great Salt Lake Boundary. So we're going to go to our catalog. We're going to expand databases. We're going to right click on my project geodatabase. I'm going to go to new feature class. This is going to be called the Great _Salt _Lake Boundary. Our alias will be GSLB. This is going to be a polygon. And then if we click next 2 times, we can see the spatial reference. The spatial reference is good. So let's click on finish and let it run. And then let's zoom into the Great Salt Lake. And all right. Number 3 asks us to digitize the boundary of the Great Salt Lake as a polygon at 1 to 750,000 scale. All right. So then we can change our scale by going to the bottom left corner of our map and then typing in 1 to 750,000. And cool. This is the right extent that we're using. Now we're asked to digitize it. So let's go to our catalog, let's expand that out. And we have our Great Salt Lake boundary right here. So we're ready for it. Let's go to edit, let's click on create, let's click on GSLB and select polygon. And we're going to draw a polygon by connecting these dots around the lake. So then I'm going to go here. We're going to cut this down a little bit. We're going to go like that, like this. Ooh. One more to seal it off. Okay. So then, as I said in class, this does not need to be one-to-one. You do not need to zoom into the very fine edges to get, a specific crease or something. It's okay. So then once you're finished, click on clear to deselect it, and then click on save. So any problem that you have in this lab, please make sure you go to the edit banner and then click on save right here if something's not working. All right, so we digitized the boundary. I'm gonna change this to, actually, we're good. So then 3A asks us to remove the 4 largest interior islands in the southern section of the lake. So we need to digitize the 4 islands and then erase them. So I have a difficult time seeing the boundaries of each island. So I'm gonna change my base map to dark gray with canvas. Cool, much better. So we have 1, 2, 3, and 4 islands that we're going to digitize. So then let's do this again. Catalog, let's right click on our geodatabase, new feature class. The name is going to be islands. The alias will be islands. Our feature class type is going to be polygon. And if we click next 2 times, you can check out the spatial reference. We have the right one. Click on finish. All right, so we have islands right here. And then let's go to edit and create, and let's select islands. So again, this does not need to be one-to-one, and your map will change depending on the base map because data was collected at different points. We're looking at a lake that is currently drying up. So yeah, those boundaries aren't going to be the same, and that is okay. It's just another lesson on working with living data. Maps are living documents. So even though, we're representing static things, we're also representing dynamic things as well. So then this is our fourth island. And okay, so we've got our 4 islands. I'm going to click on save all edits. And then I'm going to go to the map banner, explore, and then drag this down a little bit. So, okay, we have our 4 islands. Let me go to edit and then clear that selection right here. And we're ready to erase. So let's do that. So then when we erase, it's going to create a new layer for us. And it should have a whole, where these 4 islands are. Sorry. So then let's go to analysis. Let's go to tools, find tools, and we're going to look for erase. Erase analysis tools are input features, or the input feature class or layer is going to be our GSLB. Our erase features are going to be the features that we made, our islands, or the features to be used to erase coincident features in the input. So then GSLB islands, let's run it. All right, erase completed. And this won't change for a second, that's okay. Let's deselect ETH. So then we deselect islands in our GSLB and we can see that our erase was ran properly. So that's 3A, good stuff. We're reminded to save before editing the attribute table. We already saved. So then 3C asks us to create a data source attribute and populate it with the ArcGIS imagery base map. So then I'm going to right click on GSLB erase attribute table. I'm going to click on add. Again, if your add button is grayed out, you need to save, go to edit and then save, please. So let's add it. Or not. It froze. Cool. How does it freeze? All right, that's cool. All right. So we add, it opens up this field for us, and we're gonna do data source. Our data type is gonna be text. Then let's save it. And it applies the changes, and we're ready to add our data source for this. So this is going to be ArcGIS imagery base map. All right, so then we're on to number 4. We can close our attribute table. We can really deselect our erase layer and switch our base map to terrain with labels. So then we can try and see, there we go, right off the bat. So then 4 asks us to create a new line feature and digitize the 3 major rivers that feed into the Great Salt Lake. So then the 3 rivers that feed into the Great Salt Lake are the Jordan River, the Weber River, and the Bear River up here. So then we're going to do what we did already. We're going to go to our databases. We're going to right click on our geodatabase, new feature class. The name will be rivers. Our alias will be rivers. This will be line. Let's check the spatial reference. It's all good. Did I forget something? Yes. So then again, as always, make sure you save. And then this was under GeoPros. No, create features. No. Heck. Catalog. These rivers, line, and there we go. See, I saved and my finish button fixed itself. Okay, so then we're gonna digitize these these 3 rivers. So then I'm going to go back to our catalog, make sure we have the rivers selected. Let's go to edit and create. And that selects rivers, and then we only want 5 miles. So then river. totally done. So then actually, let's set this to that. So then we're actually given a scale to use. So 1 to 100,000. And this is what we see. Let's change this base map, topographic. Image hybrid? No. So then we're going to stick with terrain with labels for this base map. So then we're just going to go back to edit. We're going to create. We're going to make sure that we have lines selected. And then if we zoom in, we can see that we've got Jordan River right here that goes up, that passes by a sewage canal, which is disgusting. And yeah, so then I'm going to do this, and then this, and then this. So again, just like I said in class, this does not need to be one-to-one. It's perfectly okay if your lines don't match up or if they are a little bit off-centered. We're using imperfect data sources, so it's okay. So then that is the Jordan River. Let's do the Weber River. So the Weber River has 3 different tributaries or entrances into the Great Salt Lake. So you can just pick one and then go up from there. So then let's go back to edit, create, we're in rivers, we have lines selected, and we're just gonna draw a line up to where the rivers meet. And okay, and nope, let's clear it, let's save it. And then lastly, let's do the Bear River. Bear River's somewhere up here. Let's change our base map one more time. Let's look at the dark gray canvas, see if that'll help us. There we go. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm a bad geographer. But we're going to use what all the geographers have used since the 21st century, Google. Where is Bear River? So then if we're looking, so random fact, the Bear River is the world's longest river that does not flow into the ocean. Cool. So then let's check this out. I know I'm in the right spot, I just don't have it. Where are we at? Goes to the top right. It's in here. I know it is. Is it? No. Dang it. All right, give me 1 second. That is the Bear River. Sorry, what 3 tributaries feed into the Great Salt Lake? So then we can see right here, there we go, perfect. Bear River, so it's up in this corner right here. All right. So then let's change our, no, we're not adding data. We're gonna change our base map one more time. Let's check out imagery. Ooh, that did not help. Imagery hybrid, we get some titles. No, that doesn't help. Let's go with a light gray canvas. Should be easier to see. There we go, read overflow. Read overflow. And then this should be where the Bear River is. I don't know why it's being difficult, but yes. So then if we're gonna go create that, we can go to edit, create, lines, and then let's fill out this line up until we get to that really round bend. Go down here, we close it, and cool. Let's save, clear, and all right, we have our Bear River, our Weber River, and our Jordan River. Good enough. All right, let's share that. And then, okay, so then double checking, this is good. So then 4A asks us to create a river name, data source attribute fields, and then populate them. So we're just gonna repeat what we did with the first layer. So we're gonna right click rivers, go to attribute table, let's click on add. So then our first new field is going to be river underscore name. The alias can be river name. Text type is text, or the data type is text. Let's add one more field. We're going to call this field data underscore source. Data source. Our data type is going to be text. Let's save it to apply the changes. We'll close that one. And yeah, so then if we right click on these gray squares to the left, we can click to zoom to see which actual river these are. And this is the Jordan River. The data source is ArcGIS imagery base map. The second one for me is going to be the Weber River. Weber River. Our data source is ArcGIS imagery base map. Our third is going to be not there. That's cool. So then if that happens, it's okay. We're just going to go back to edit. We're going to create rivers, and then we're just going to redraw this. So then we're here, 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 here. I guess I might not have saved it or something. That's okay. It's not that big of a fix. And yeah, cool. Confirmation. This is the right one. All right. So then I'm going to save this before I clear it. Clear. And then we can just delete that row. Cool. And then we check it. And that is the right one. So then we're going to fill this one out. Bear River. Our data source is going to be our ArcGIS imagery base map. And all right, I'm going to save it. I'm going to clear it. And cool, we have our 3 rivers. So that's 4 and 4A. 5 asks us to create a point feature and then digitize the highest point of the 4 islands outlined in the lake earlier. So then we can change our base map to topographic. We can make sure that we have the Explore tool selected so we can drag around our map. And here we go. So we're doing the peaks for the 4 islands right here. So then we'll do this one more time. We're gonna go to catalogs, right click on our geodatabase, go to new, feature class. The name is going to be peaks. Our feature class type is going to be point. And then click next. We have the same spatial reference, so we're good to finish. We can close this attribute table. And we got peaks. Let's go to edit, create, peaks. And then we're just going to zoom into these islands and see where. There we go, 63, 69. I think there was a higher elevation for that. Was there? It should have been. There we go, 6586. So then we're back under edit, we're creating, we got parallel peaks. So then we're going to put a point right here, 6586. And then we're going to zoom back out. We're going to zoom in over here. We can see already that we've got 6610 right here. Perfect. We zoom back out. Let's go to Stoddard Point. We have Lambourne's Rock, and we have 4593 or 4726. So then if we zoom out one more time, and then we zoom into the island on the top right, we can see 4996. That's the highest. And then we save it. Yes, please. And then clear. And all right, let's zoom back out. And we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. We've got 4 points. Nice. So then 5A asks us to create a height, island, and source field, source attribute field, and populate it. So then we're going to right click on peaks, go to the attribute table. We're going to click on add, and we're going to have our first field name be the height. Height, our data type is going to be double. No, not double. Short. No. I'm pretty sure it's long. All right, so then our second field is going to be our island text. Make another field. This will be our data source. Data source text. Yes. So then short or long, we can see it's numeric. So then that's perfect. We already saved it. So let's close out of this and populate this. So then if we highlight this and zoom to, this is on Antelope Island State Park. And the elevation for this point is 6586. Our island is Antelope Island. Our data source is ArcGIS imagery base map. And let's right click, zoom to. This is Stansbury Island. And the elevation is 6610. 6610. Our island name is the Stansbury Island. Island. Our data source is the ArcGIS imagery base map. Let's right click, zoom to. We've got Carrington Island with an elevation of 4726. 4726. This is Carrington. So then Carrington, island. Our data source is going to be ArcGIS imagery base map. And then lastly, right click and zoom to for, it wasn't Castle Rock, Fremont Island. So then the height is going to be 4996. The island name is going to be Fremont Island. And then our data source is going to be ArcGIS imagery base map. All right, let's go to edit. Let's save all edits. And cool. So that's 5 and 5A. 6 asks us to update each feature's metadata to include information for tags, summary, description, and credits for all 3 features. So then all 3 features being peaks, rivers, and our GSLBE race. So then if you try to edit the metadata from the contents panel, you're going to get an error. So then just to show, you'll get this pop-up. You won't be able to do that for any of them. But if you do it in the catalog and then you right click and then go to edit metadata, you'll have this window pop up and then we can change it. So then I won't do this for each one of them, but this will be a good example. So then what are we thinking about peaks? What are we trying to display? So then we have elevation data. We're looking at islands. We're looking at the Great Salt Lake, Utah peaks. One more. Elevation, islands. That's good. So then what is the summary of this map? What are we trying to either display or show to our stakeholders? So in this map is a This map is looking at elevation. This map is looking at the elevation for interior islands of the Great Salt Lake. Top elevation. And then credits. So then we have the Utah GIS, we have the view of view, geography, apartments, Esri. And then I'd recommend Control A and Control Cing these because your tags and summary will change, but your credits won't. So then once I'm finished editing this, I click on save. It saves it. I exit out. I go back to the catalog. And then I right click, view metadata. And the catalog window opens up and I can see the changes that I made right here. All right, and then 7 asks us to create a layout map showing the lakes, rivers, and the highest elevation points of the terrain-based map without the layer reference active. Cool. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. We've already done labeling, so then I'm just going to clear that. And let's get to labeling. So contents are open. I have peak selected. I went to labeling, and I'm going to change this field to height. We label it, and our labels are right here. I select rivers, I go to labeling, I change this field to river name, click on label, and we have our Bear River, Beaver River, and Jordan River right here. Lakes, rivers. All right, so we need to change this then. So then let's give a different color for our erase area. So then I'm gonna pick, no, a little bit better. I think water area. This shows the outline against the actual boundary of the lake. Well, the previous boundary of the lake before we've, pumped it dry for agriculture. Go Utah. What else? What else? So we've got the lake, we have our rivers named, we have our elevation points, and then we got to turn off our reference layer. Oh, all right, so then before we're done, we got to change our base map. So let's go to the map banner, change our base map to terrain with labels. And then we're going to turn off the world terrain reference. So then we're just left with our Bear River, Weber River, Jordan River, and our elevation points. All right. So then let's go to insert, new layout, letter, all of the usual stuff, guys. Map frame, select the map you've been working on. Let's draw a rectangle. This shows up in perfectly. So let's right click, activate this map frame, and let's go to contents. And let's see what the GSLB zoom to layer would, yeah. So then I'd recommend zooming to layer for the GSLB. That looks really nice, actually, really centered. So then that's good. Let's go back. I'm adding my north arrow here, my scale bar. Almost. No. Yes. Then my legend, which is up here. All right. And from this legend, we can see that we got to change the GSLB erase. So then I'm going to delete the erase, and we're just going to do the Great Salt Lake boundary. All right, changes there. Let's do rectangle text, and then we're just going to draw a box up here. So then do not copy my title. Think of a title that can describe this map. So what are we looking at? We're looking at tributaries in the Great Salt Lake, tributaries for the Great Salt Lake. I think I can say points of interest. No. Rivers, lakes, and islands. Oh my. Hmm. Elevation. No. I mean, sometimes thinking of a title is the hardest part. You gotta succinctly boil what your map is down is to boil what your map is down into a few words, and that can be difficult. But we're looking at Utah, we're looking at the Great Salt Lake, so we can just say the Great Salt Lake tributaries and elevation interior trends. Right. That's a little bit wordy, but it's okay. Let's do 36. Let's do 26. Let's do 22. Let's do 18. All right, so then we've got our title. I'm gonna make sure it's centered. Perfect. All right, so then this is our first deliverable for the lab. So we've got our title, we've got the rivers named, we have the islands cut out with the elevation as the labels, we have our legend, scale bar, and our north arrow. If you like, you can add a credit box down here, but for this lab, I'm not requiring it. Credits. So all those good good data downloads that we got from ARC and Esri and our geography department. So then we share, we export the layout. Please select JPEG. Remember where you save it. Then make sure you click on export. 2, ask for a screenshot of the 3 features with proper geometry attributes, metadata. Make sure to zip the file. So then all we need for this is a screenshot of these features. Ooh, I bamboozled. No, I didn't. So then, yes, just a screenshot of these. And then we need to make sure that we zip the geodatabase file. So we can find that geodatabase file by going back to our databases, right-clicking, going to properties. We can Control A and Control C the name, and then we can search for it. And we'll see right here. Oh, sorry. We'll open. And we have all of our data, but it's all unrecognizable. Let's go up one. And then here's this geodatabase. Now, if you do this before ARC is closed, you're going to get another error. So then let's right click. Where's my extended window? Then let's go to send to compressed. We're going to get file not found or no read permission. So then let's go back to ARC. Let's make sure we save it and then we close it. And then we can right click this, click on send to compressed zip file. And just like that, here is the compressed zip file. So you will need to turn this in. Just upload it as a separate file, please. And then we're asked to take a screenshot of the metadata tab for the Great Salt Lake boundary. So let's go back, ArcGIS Pro. All right, so it was 77. Okay, so then we're asked to get a screenshot of the metadata table for our Great Salt Lake boundary. So then let's check out our view metadata for this, and we have nothing. So then we only have islands, peaks. Oh wait, I didn't do these. Silly. All right. So your GSLB or your Great Salt Lake boundary, whichever one you chose to edit, during the editing step where we edited the metadata for these, give me a screenshot of that, please. So just this sidebar. And yeah, that is the third and final deliverable for lab 6. So then just again, our deliverables for this lab are an export of the layout map, the screenshot of our geodatabase with the features, the zipped geodatabase file, and then a screenshot of the metadata table for the Great Salt Lake boundary. Yeah, week 6, we're almost halfway there. Let's finish strong. Have a good rest of your week.